Hi, my name is Susan Parker. I think I'm the oil lady or the seed lady, something like that. What I want to share with you today is I want to talk about plant oils. Plant oils come from, we can call them vegetable oils, but really all of them come from seeds. Now, if you've been paying attention on the internet, you have probably heard that it's going around all the time. Seed oils are bad for you, and so you should never touch a seed oil. And what I want to kind of make clear today is that all plant oils come from some form of seed. And I have a whole bunch of seeds here. I collect things, and I want to share them with you. But first, the first thing I want to do is to show you what the controversy revolves around. And what it is this type of vegetable oil. Now, this type of vegetable oil, you can see that it's a little picture of soybeans. So this is technically, it's very old and kind of yucky, and I wouldn't use it, and I don't recommend that you use it, but this is soybean oil. So is this a seed oil? Because this is the type of oil. It could also be sunflower. It could also be rape seed or canola. Canola came from rapeseed. So this is the type of cheap, inexpensive oils that have been around. And these are the ones that people are claiming are harmful. And they probably are because of how the plants are grown, how the oil is processed. Has it been extracted using solvents to extract every single little ounce of oil? Possibly, because these are big commodity oils. These seeds are, they've grown in a huge scale and produced on a big scale, and they're missing whatever it is that makes a wonderful plant oil wonderful. And so that's what I want to share with you. And so as I've said already, so this is soybean oil, which falls in the seed oil category, but it's a bean. All the beans, lots of the beans make oil. You have, of course, soybean. You have fenugreek is a legume. You have pracashi. There's a lot of exotic ones. Carange, bakuchiol is a legume. It falls within the beans. And so that is just one range of seed oils. And I have a picture up here because I thought I'd start with the very large seeds. And I think that coconut in there is possibly this one. I've had it for a while. Here's a little smaller one. Now, both of these are seeds. That's how the tropics, the whole Pacific basin was populated with palm trees, these are coconuts, of course. And so there's a big husk out here where how the plant grows, and when the conditions are right, a root comes out and a leafy bit comes up, and these can float across the Pacific. And that's how the Pacific is known for palm trees, coconut palms and palm trees. And so these oils aren't bad for us. In fact, they really have their uses, lots of uses. Cooking, we can use them in skincare. Lots of people use them in lots of different ways. So seeds, these are seeds. Now, the next large plant I want to show you is, this is a cocoa pod, which has to do with coconut oil. Not coconut oil, that's coconut. This is cocoa butter. Cocoa butter is you can hear it rattling inside because it's old and it's dried up inside. And somewhere, I don't have them out. I bought actually the little seeds inside, and these are the cocoa nibs. Cocoa nibs, I think, are made smaller. I'm not an expert on producing cocoa butter, but I do know where they come from. And this is a seed. If this weren't dried out, had the right conditions, it could produce a tree to produce more cocoa butter and, of course, chocolate. So those are two very large seeds. Now this isn't a seed, but there were seeds in there. Can you see? This is a loofah. Loofahs, of course, are great long gourds. And the plants, like most plants, not all plants, but many plants produce seeds. Seeds also produce the world's botanical oils. So there would have been seeds in there. And at one point, I was able to get loofah oil from Africa. Very dark and kind of viscous and has a whole lot going on. Anyway, a very interesting oil. And of course, closer to home, for some of us, these are, of course, this is an avocado. Even has its tag on it from the market. And does it say where it came from? Mexico. So this is a coconut from Mexico. And these are the avocado pits inside. So, of course, most of the avocado oil we get and use, it comes from the flesh that's around the pit. But the pit also has its own oil, different profile. It's quite different. I've not tried the pit oil, but I know it is made. Most of the avocado oil is it comes from the flesh, and it actually it's an interesting oil. It can be very dark if it's not refined, and it can be a very light yellow if it is refined. So lots of more seeds. Oh, and this is kind of like the avocado pit. This is the very inside of a mango. Years ago, I ate a mango, and I looked at the pit when it was all dried out, and it had started to separate. So I did the thing. I cut it open, and inside there was this wonderful little packet of fat that could very easily could have been rendered down to make a couple of drops of mango butter. Anyway, and of course, mangoes, are much larger. Some are quite large. And so this would have a big, delicious yellow fruit around it. That does not make oil like the avocado. It doesn't have enough lipid compounds in the fruit, but it's delicious. And we get mango butter if we can collect enough of these inner pods and process them. So I just have all this kind of interesting. This is a mangosteen, which is also, see, the seeds are getting a little smaller. Mangosteen, it has four seeds, I believe. I can't remember. I did open one time. Just don't quite remember. Anyway, it's a wonderful tropical fruit, delicious when you can get it nice and fresh. This is a wonderful little dried up mangosteen seed pod, I suppose. But inside would have been the flesh of the fruit to eat and the seeds. So, and this is another from South America, andiroba. There's an andiroba seed. Again, put this in the ground or in a pot with the right conditions, and it will produce a tree. Andiroba is quite a large tree. I'm trying to remember what botanical family, and I can't quite. Now these are, looks like this is a little seed that produces shea butter. It's a little shea nut. So in Africa, where shea trees grow, they drop on the ground or they are picked. I'm not quite sure how they're processed, but collect enough shea nuts, boil them up, and what happens is the butter will float to the top. Fat floats on water. If you've ever made a salad dressing, you know that. And then we keep going here. And do I have anything? we looked at the cheapo oil, and that's a bean. But these are, let me see, this is hazelnuts, a couple of hazelnuts, and here's a couple of almonds. Dropping things everywhere. So these are almonds, and of course, almonds make almond oil, right? And almond butter and all kinds of delicious food. So there's a lot of fat in here, as well as protein and B vitamins and probably vitamin E in there. Almost all oils have some vitamin E to protect them from oxidation. So those are pretty much the larger seeds that I wanted to share with you. And this is, these are, and so the seeds get smaller. They get smaller, smaller, smaller. And these are mustard seeds. Mustard oil is does that fall? I think mustard falls in with the beans. I think mustard is a type of, no, it's cabbage. Sorry. Mustard is a type of cabbage. Oh, so I'll show you this. And this is broccoli seed oil. Broccoli, well, it's not oil. It's the broccoli is very dark, little small seed. They're both cabbage. I'm sorry. So both of these make oil used around the world, especially the mustard seed is used a lot in Asia. It is used for massage because mustard can be spicy, so you want to be careful with it, using it in cooking, but it makes a great massage oil if you need to work out those kinks. And what else? It's really kind of what I have to show you. Oh, here's one more seed that's still in its little seed pocket. This is a plant called Lunaria. Lunaria is actually, it's another cabbage plant, and very interesting oil profile in here. Wonderful for skincare, very protective, actually highly antioxidant in terms of it has a super long shelf life. So this is an excellent oil. So that is what I wanted to share with you today. So when someone goes, seed oils are really bad for you, I wanted you to have a picture of what seed oils can be. They can be many things. They can be harmful if they're not produced in a healthy way, if they're not stored in a healthy way, and some of them and the other aspect of the seed oils that people want to claim is so harmful. Let's say that one of these seed oils is produced ethically, it's organic, it's fresh, it's ready to go. It may have a profile that is very high in a polyunsaturated fatty acid, which is called, and there are two polyunsaturated fatty acids that are considered essential. Both of those are in many seed oils. And what is so interesting about them, and this is what's so interesting about nature, is that the two polyunsaturated fatty acids into oils, that one is inflammatory. That's the one that is like not good for you. But if you think about it, we need some inflammation just to kind of keep going and to heal when that comes around. And its counterpart, it's other fatty acid. I call them fraternal twins. They're very similar. They're both polyunsaturated. Its counterpart calms inflammation. So if we have them both together, they aren't going to be inflammatory in a way that's harmful over the long term. And that's the point. We want inflammation when we need it, and we want it to go away when we're all healed up. Our wound, our broken finger, or whatever needs healing. That's what inflammation is for. And then it goes away. And then we're back to being able to try wonderful oils on our skin and also include them, the ones, not all of them, in our diet. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is to kind of show you what's possible with seeds, seed oils, botanical oils. Not all seed oils are bad for you. So thanks for joining me.